Hi babes, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tia and I'm so happy that you are here, girl. In today's video, I wanted to talk about entering our unbothered era. We only need to concern ourselves with things that do matter, the things that are going to be a benefit in our lives, the things that are going to make us a better person. So I wanted to talk about some things that have helped me enter my unbothered era just a little bit more. Just a disclaimer, I am not saying that I am the most unbothered person at all. Like, nowhere close. Literally yesterday I was stressed out about my taxes and I called my mom at like 10 p.m. because the due date was yesterday at 12. Don't ask me why I waited 2 hours before the due date to do my taxes. But I think I have entered a point in my life where I'm a little bit more logical whenever I come across an issue or whenever things just don't be working out the way that I want it to. So I wanted to share some little things that I've noticed about this journey and some things, some tangible things. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to talk about some methods, like actual methods and examples that I have implemented in my life that have completely shifted my mindset around being unbothered and how I was really able to get out of the slump that I was in at the beginning of the year. And a lot of that does have to do with just being unbothered. So here's the thing about being unbothered. I know there's a lot of people out there that try to say, oh, I don't care about anything. I'm here to tell you that is complete BS. That's not realistic. As humans, we naturally worry. We naturally care. We care about what people think. Whether we try to convince ourselves that we don't or not, we, at the end of the day, as humans, as human beings, we are going to care about the opinions of others. So this video is not about just becoming 100% nonchalant. You don't want to be that anyways. Like, that's not a way to live, to completely dismiss other people's feelings. It's giving narcissist, and that's not the goal here. The goal is, however, to start considering your own feelings and your own emotions before anyone else's. Okay, I used to let everything get to me, y'all, to the point where I would stop in my tracks and consider the other person's feelings before my own. Like, I would completely dismiss how I felt about a situation in order to satisfy someone else. And we've definitely all been there. We've all had those moments in our lives. That's absolutely no way to live. It's so draining and it doesn't serve you whatsoever. I really had to sit and reflect on, why do I care so much about what other people think? Or why am I putting other people's emotions or feelings before my own? You can really pinpoint the things that are causing you to do that, whether it be low self-esteem, whether it be you're just a people pleaser. That way you can be very mindful whenever you are on this journey to fix that aspect of yourself, because it always starts with the core thing. Which brings me to one of my first points on how to be unbothered, and that is have self-awareness. I've been on this journey of self-discovery for, I want to say, like 2 years now, and there's still so much that I don't know about myself. Like, you are constantly going to learn more and more about yourself as you get older. And the cool thing about getting older is that it becomes a little bit more clear. You know, as a kid, you're kind of swayed, and the opinions of others may mean a little bit more. You know, going to school, worrying about, you know, your classmates, or worrying about what your parents think about your grades. All of that definitely plays a huge role whenever you are a child. But the older you get, the more you start to become yourself, and you're no longer like seeing other people's opinion as gospel. You're discovering who you are. You're discovering like what you want in this life the older you get. And with that comes a little bit more of self-awareness. You really have to be your favorite subject. I literally have that tatted on my back. At least that's my goal. And again, it's a journey, it's a process. It's not something that's gonna happen overnight. You really have to work towards it. And if you want to be as unbothered as possible, you have to know who you are. You have to know the things that you're willing to tolerate. You have to know the things that worry you, the things that upset you, your triggers. Like, you have to know all of that. Through life experience and through things like therapy and journaling and just spending time alone, those are the things that's going to help you figure all of that out. Constantly be engaged and willing to learn more about yourself. The next point I have is mindfulness. Now, this one kind of ties into your self-awareness, but when it comes to mindfulness, it's really about reflecting on the things that you want out of life. What are your goals? What are your ambitions? What are your pillars in life? You know, what gets you up in the morning? It's easy to forget about your own morals and principles because you're surrounded by so many others. A very good example for me would be my career path. I've been a full-time content creator and influencer for a year now, and at the beginning, I swear to y'all, like, there were so many opinions affecting me and my decision to take the leap that I did. And honestly, like, if I didn't care so much about what people thought at the beginning, I think I would be more successful if I started early, if I stopped caring about what other people thought early on. And I mean, it happened that way. It is what it is. It was a learning lesson, but I will say it definitely impacted the way that I moved when it came to my content and when it came to me quitting my job. And it took a lot of reflection to realize that me going down this untraditional career path was for nobody else but myself. It's really not for them to understand. Like, it's not for them to understand. It's for you to understand. And to this day, I get a lot of comments about how, oh, that's not a real job, or people not taking it seriously. But I'm so secure in like what I do, and I'm so happy with what I do. I'm at the point now where like it literally just like, it just rolls right off. I could care less about what other people think about my job. And to think that if I did actually listen to other opinions over my own, I wouldn't be where I am today. If you don't take that leap because you're afraid of how other people are going to react, you're never going to know if it was for you. You're never going to know life if you did take that leap. So take it from me that your opinion matters above anyone else's. If you feel in your heart that you're meant to do something, do it. Do it. The next point I have is setting boundaries. Ooh, this one's a tough one, especially if you're at the beginning of this journey of being more unbothered. Setting boundaries can be uncomfortable, it can be difficult, but it's so necessary, y'all. It's necessary in literally every area of your life. You have to set boundaries with yourself. You have to set boundaries with your family, your friends. You have to set boundaries with your dating life, with your romantic partner, your job, literally everything. You need some type of structure, some type of boundary. If you are someone who has no boundaries, people are going to take advantage of you. And so that's why setting boundaries is so important for not only the health of the relationship, but also just for your mental health. One thing I'm working on right now is creating boundaries that are important to me once I do start dating again, because old Tia did not have those boundaries. She did not know what she even wanted out of a relationship. And so now that I have a little bit more experience and I know the things that I want in a relationship, I'm able to create boundaries so that the next person that comes into my life knows what's up. And if they can't get with it, goodbye. Also, when you don't have boundaries, people can sense that and they're not gonna respect you because you can't even respect yourself enough to have those boundaries in place. So you never want to be that person that just goes with the flow and just like allow people to treat you however they want to. Okay, so we talked about self-awareness, we talked about mindfulness, we talked about setting boundaries. Now we're going to talk about knowing who the hell you are and remembering who the hell you are. And sometimes you just need that reminder. There are times in my life where I forget that I'm that girl. It takes a little bit of reminding from myself, from friends, family, and to snap back into reality, because a lot of times you do forget who you are. You do forget your worth. You have to be your number one advocate to the point where you're so confident in who you are that it's almost laughable when people don't see your worth. It's laughable. It's like, are you okay? Like, Is everything okay at home? Are you blind? Are you like, what's going on? Because I know who I am, but for some reason it's not translating. And so it's not me that's the problem, it's you. If someone doesn't see your worth, it has everything to do with them, nothing to do with you, especially if you know your worth. If you've already made that clear to someone and they still can't get on board and see it, then that's on them and it's their loss. It's absolutely their loss and they have to live with it. And a lot of these points do have to do with confidence. Your confidence is going to grow the more you know about yourself, the more you learn about yourself, the more you remember that you are worthy and that you deserve everything that your heart desires. Like, the confidence is going to come. And honestly, confidence is pretty easy to fake it until you make it. That's literally what I did. I had to fake my confidence until I became that girl, until I no longer had to fake it. And now I know my worth and I'm standing 10 toes on it. That's what I want for you too. Another really big thing is to practice gratitude. And I'm not just talking about the good things in your life. I'm talking about the yeses, the nos, the losses, the gains, the closed doors, the open doors. You need to be grateful for literally everything. The bad, the ugly, the pretty. You got to be grateful for it all because it made you who you are today. It makes you the person that you are. And I truly believe that every rejection is a redirection. I 100% believe that. And my life is a testimony of that, because literally everything that I have lost in my life, the things that God has removed out of my life, in the moment it sucks, obviously, but from the outside looking in, whenever I take a look back at the journey, I realize that I'm always so much better off than I was. And I didn't even realize it. Like, you don't even realize it in the moment until it starts to make a little bit more sense. The things play out and then you're like, oh, so that's why that didn't work out. So that's why I didn't get this job. That's why the breakup happened. That's why I had to stop being friends with that person. You know what I mean? And it's just so exciting how no matter what happens in your life, you're always going to be straight. No matter what happens in your life, you're going to be good. As long as you keep that positive mindset and as long as you continue and keep your eye on the prize, you're good. Like, don't even worry about it. Be unbothered. The next one is probably the one that challenges me the most. Realizing that you cannot have control of everything all the time. It's literally not possible. Life is going to life, and life will continue to life as long as you are living. There's no point in stressing yourself out over the things that you can't control. And by no means am I saying that anxiety isn't normal or you shouldn't have anxiety or worry about anything at all. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is it's absolutely pointless. It's pointless to sit and stress out and concern yourself with things that are out of your hands. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. And if anything, you're making the situation worse by giving it that much power. So why not give things that you can control that power? And another thing that I've noticed is that once I start to focus on the things that I can control, the things that aren't controllable starts to seem a little less scary, if that makes sense. Like, it starts to line up. Everything just seems to line up once I put my energy and my attention on the things that I can control. And I know that's so much easier said than done. I get it. I have been there. I'm still there. There's some things that just need to be. And the person that I am, if I sit and stress out about every single thing, I'm gonna lose my mind. The last thing I have before I start talking about tangible things that I've been doing is to practice self-care. And I know self-care is like, it's very overused. The term is very overused. It's been a very big topic on social media over the past couple of years. And I, for one, absolutely love it. Like, I love that we are prioritizing ourselves and our self-care and trying to better our lives in that way. I think that it is crucial and it's so impactful, and our generation is just we be on it, okay? And self-care can look differently for everyone. And so it's definitely not one size fits all. You have to figure out what self-care practices work best for you, what self-care practices make you feel your best, and start to implement those things in your daily life. You have to take care of yourself just as you would your best friend if she needed it, your child, your dog. Like, you have to see yourself as just as important as the people in your life. Prioritize yourself. Find hobbies. Oh my goodness, find a hobby, girl. If you don't have a hobby, find one. Have a fitness routine, work on your health, do whatever is necessary to take care and prioritize you. Okay, so now for some easy, well, I won't necessarily say that these practices are easy. I guess I would say more like practical and tangible things that I have done over the past couple of months that have helped me become an unbothered girly. And these are things that everyone can implement, literally starting today. One really big thing that I have been more mindful of is doing what I want to do. And as simple as that sounds, it's not simple for everyone, and it definitely wasn't simple for me. And I will say this is a lot easier for someone like myself who, you know, doesn't have any children, lives by herself. It's a lot easier for some people to have this freedom. So I can't really speak for everyone in this particular case, but I can speak for myself. And one thing that I've been doing is not concerning myself with how other people feel about the decisions that I make. For example, I literally went to LA by myself. This was the first time that I've traveled this far by myself. Obviously, my family is going to be concerned. They're going to worry. But I knew that it was what I wanted to do. And so I did it. You have to get to the point where as long as you are safe and you are secure in the decision that you want to make, you no longer have to put it through this like invisible filter or receive confirmation from other people in order to do it. You know, if you want to do it, do it. And how other people feel about it is none of your concern. Obviously, I care about, you know, the opinions of people that are close to me, but I'm not going to let that stop me from living my life or doing the things that I want to do for myself or my career. So that's a really big one, and I feel like we've discussed that quite a few times in this video, so I'm going to move on. The next one is, y'all, this one's real hard for me because I love my SZA. I really do. I love my Summer Walker. I love my Brent Fayez. I love my Victoria Monet. I love sad girl music. I could be the happiest person on earth and I'm still gonna listen to my sad girl music. But it is true that the things that you consume does affect you. And if you are constantly listening to sad girl music, or if you're constantly consuming things that just put you in like a sad or negative mood, especially if you're vulnerable, that's not good. So I, for myself personally, have had to take a little step back from listening to sad girl music, especially if I'm already sad. I don't know why we get in those phases where after we're sad about something or like a breakup or whatever, we want to listen to breakup music or sad music. Like, I literally did that, and I still do. I still listen to my sad girl music, okay? I just don't only listen to sad girl music. And I'm the type of person that like really feels music. It's one of my love languages. And so whenever I feel music or whenever I hear a song, like I really feel it. And so I'm having to be real with myself and kind of filter out certain things. And I know that if I'm sitting here listening to SZA SOS 24/7, I'm gonna want to call him. I'm gonna want to cry. I'm gonna want to just be in my feelings. And no, keep that so far away from me. The next one is put your phone on do not disturb, girl. Bam, bam, do not disturb. Stop allowing people to have so much access to you. This one's really big for me, given that I pretty much put my life on social media and on the internet. And so I feel like people constantly have access to me. And so the areas that I am able to control, I try to limit the access that people have to me. And I wasn't always like this. I enjoy talking to people that I enjoy talking to. I used to be the one that like always texts back fast and just let people call me at any time of the day and just like interrupt my routines to speak to someone. People aren't able to just call me up anytime that they want to. No, I'm protecting my peace in that way. And so my phone is most of the time always on do not disturb. I work on my phone a lot, and so I'm constantly on my phone, and so it's also helpful for me to stay focused and locked in, because if I see a notification or I hear my phone going off, then I'm gonna want to stop my work and answer the text. So I just kind of like to take away that temptation already and just completely put my phone on do not disturb majority of the day. I have a morning routine do not disturb setting, I have a work routine do not disturb setting, and I have a night routine do not disturb setting. My phone is always on one of those. And I've noticed that has made a huge difference. The next one might be the most important thing ever. If you don't get anything from this video, get this: leave the men alone. Decenter men from your life. Mic drop. Unfortunately, women grow up centering men around in their life. People ask you, do you have a boyfriend? Do you want to get married? A lot of people put their value in whether they have a man or not. Please believe me, I have had dumb moments where I will literally center a man who I don't even really know. I'm just crushing on this person. You can't do that for everyone. There's some people that are just meant to be in your life for a week. There are some people that are meant to be in your life for just a season, and you cannot allow yourself to put everyone that you encounter on a pedestal. You can do that for people who are worth it. Once I find my person, I'm going to put him on a pedestal, because that's just how I love. Like I love so hard and strongly, and I think that is a very good attribute, but I have to be very real with myself and put up those restrictions when it comes to just men in dating. Instead, I want to center myself. I want to center God. I want to center my family, my friends, things that matter right now. Unless God comes down himself and says, Tia, center that man, that is the man for you, that is the man that I sent you, then I will. But until then, I gotta go my own way. I have to separate myself from toxicity. And my life has been so much better without a man in it. So I'm very content with that. It's okay to have confidence. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to be all about you and all about the things that you want in life. It's okay. And that's something that I've had to learn, because I've always thought that if I care so much about myself, or if I think that I'm beautiful, or if I think that I'm talented, then people are going to think that I'm stuck up. First of all, it don't matter what other people think. And secondly, nobody in their right mind is going to consider you stuck up just because you know who you are. If anything, like, that should inspire other people to also know who they are. Become so all about you. Again, be your number one advocate. And the last one is be a girl's girl. Because I swear my friends really be pulling me out of the trenches, baby. But I always can count on my friends to shake some sense into me. And that's why I think having a community is so important, because they'll get you back right. You can't do everything on your own. You can't just always rely solely on yourself to get through things. You have to have support. And during my breakup, during really like every stage of my life, whenever I knew that I wasn't thinking clearly or I was vulnerable about something, like my friends, I would always go to my friends and they would always have my back. They always have my back. And sometimes that's just what you need. Sometimes you just need to be shaken, because we're not always going to think clearly, especially if we're going through it. Having someone that you can go to kind of give it to you straight, but also do it with love and compassion, and someone who wants to see you grow and thrive, that is an amazing, amazing thing. It's gotten me through a lot. So that is all that I have for you guys. I dropped a lot of gems, so I hope that this video was informative. Let me know in the comments if you resonate with anything, if you have any other advice on how to be unbothered. I'm all ears. I'm down to hear it. I really want the comment section to be a community, and sort of like a forum where we can go and just get additional resources and advice. So if you have any personal experiences or just really anything, any questions, comments, concerns, make sure to leave them down below so that we can talk, we can have a conversation. I don't want this to be just one-sided. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. We are entering our unbothered era. Summer is approaching. We are entering the summer as our best selves, as our true authentic selves. We're not going to concern ourselves with anybody else's mess. We're going to focus on us. And I hope that these techniques and this advice helped you see a little bit more clearly on how to get there. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.
I ain't got no kids, so don't be so childish. Wildin',